Now, from the Dignity Health Studio at the Bakersfield Californian, it's time to open up with Don and Marcy, a great pair on the air.
Indeed. Here we are with Open Up this edition. Glad to have you joining us. Marcy here filling in for Tina. Tina off to the Carolinas for the 5th birthday of a nephew back there. So, yes. Marcy, so good. This is the first time you and I have gotten to do this together.
It has. We've been on the show together,
right?
But we're hosting together. So should we apologize now or at the end of the show?
Oh, no, at the end of the show.
Okay.
But you had that wonderful full show on your baby. And
yes, a couple weeks ago.
And you were talking about baby brain. How does that work?
Well, baby brain works where once you get pregnant, your brain starts to slowly diminish as far as your brain capacity. And then once you have a baby, it totally goes. Like, it's like you don't have a brain anymore for some reason. I don't know.
Good excuse for anything, right?
I know, right? But we're totally prepared for the show, and we are really excited to have two guests, and I promise my baby brain won't get in the way with talking to Miss Mary Gillette and Mr. Bruce J. And we're talking about Camp Out Against Cancer.
Yes, we
How
are.
exciting.
We are so excited.
So
this is a brand new, something brand new,
yes,
isn't it?
Our very first year.
All right, let's hear about it.
You know, Donna, if I might talk about, kind of back up a little bit and talk about, what triggered the need for this particular fundraiser and so forth. And about a year ago, a new fund was created in Kern County called the Kern County Cancer Fund. It's part of the CBCC Wellness Foundation, a 501c3 foundation. And we live in a very generous community.
Yes, we do.
This community supports cancer programs and events. We all know the Relay for Life, Links to Life, all very well supported, very necessary, all have a very viable purpose. The problem is that most, if not all, of the funds raised from those events leaves the county. It goes to research, it goes to national education, that type of thing. And we've determined that there's a very dire need here in Kern County for patients who actually have cancer. And there's kind of a crack in the medical system in that you may be, as an example, a breadwinner of the family, and you're diagnosed with cancer, and you can no longer work, and you have no other means of financial support. You can't pay your insurance premiums because you don't have the money. And so your ability to get treatment dies, and which is very different from a low-income household that has government programs and assistance that provide that need. So the Kern County Cancer Fund was created to meet the needs of Kern County residents only, and most of them, quite frankly, are middle-income individuals who have been diagnosed with cancer and have a financial need to obtain cancer treatment. So 100% of the money is intended to stay here in Kern County to help our local brothers and sisters that have cancer.
That's amazing.
And so this Camp Out for Cancer is the first fundraising event for the Kern County Cancer Fund.
So Mary, tell us about it.
Well, the Camp Out is designed to raise funds, obviously, to help fund the services that are provided to Kern County residents. The Camp Out is set for April 4th and 5th. We set up on the 4th. We do a kickoff dinner the night before, and then everything starts Saturday morning. The teams raise funds and come out. So the day is actually a celebration of everything that they've raised and to celebrate our cancer survivors. And we consider a cancer survivor anyone who has just been diagnosed all the way to have, been cancer-free for years. And so we've developed what we call team challenges that the teams will engage in. And the most strenuous thing is tossing a beach ball. So they were designed so that those who are going through cancer treatments can also participate. And so we'll have areas for kids to be there. The team challenges will go throughout the day. We'll also have a dinner in the evening, Saturday night, to wrap everything up, and that's when we're going to celebrate our survivors. So we'd like to invite the public to come out and participate. We'd really like our cancer survivors to come out. There are several ways that people can participate. They can be part of a team. They can donate, or they can just come out to the event. and support the event and make donations there. We take all money at all times.
So if I'm an individual that's listening right now and I think, man, I want to come out and support this. I know someone with cancer. I think it's a great cause. I don't have a team though. Can I come out as an individual and join a team, or do I need to compile a team before coming?
Well, this shortened the game. We know it might be tough for some people to actually create a team. So I'm head of our team recruitment, and so I have a all-encompassing team.
Oh, good.
And we are just Care About Cancer Patients team. So anyone who would like to be part of a team can join ours. We have several contact information. They can send emails to, and we shortened it to cacteams.org. We have a website, which is campoutagainstcancer.org. And they can always contact the Kern Cancer Fund office. There's a number of ways they can be involved. And even if they don't get a hold of anyone, just come out to the event. It's at the State Farm Sports Village, which is at the corner of Ash Road and, depending on if you call it Panama or Taft Highway. But they should be able to see us when they come to that intersection, because we're going to be out there and just having a great time.
Give us the hours again. And when you say camp out, do you bring a tent? What, are you really camping, or tell us?
Oh, yes. People can come out and camp out.
And you camp overnight?
Yes. We will be starting to set up at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, which is April the 4th. And teams can come out, set up their campsites. If they want to spend the night, we're going to have music going all Friday afternoon. And Friday evening, we will be we'll be having a dinner for our participants and cancer survivors Friday night. We have a group from the Boys and Girls Club coming out, and we're going to be singing campfire songs. And then we'll kind of close down about 10 o'clock to wind it down, start back up Saturday morning at 7 with a pancake breakfast, again, for our participants. Any team members who raise $100 in funds can enjoy the meals that we provide. We start our team competitions about 9 o'clock after we have a brief opening. They'll go till about noon. Then the teams are going to have team picnics. So during that time, we'll have entertainment as well. And then we start our games back up at 1 o'clock and go till about 4. And then we have our championship rounds. And then at dinner, we'll also have events going on throughout the day with, we have some performing art groups coming out, some dance groups. So it's just going to be a real mix of entertainment, just things to keep everything going.
Very, very, very family oriented. It's just, It's a fun day. A lot of things to do for kids. There'll be team competitions, but a lot of activities going on. So it'll be time well spent, I promise you.
Bruce, this sounds to me like an event that, as years go on, this is going to grow, and you're going to run out of space, and you're going to have to find a bigger campground, and certainly no lack of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the fun of camping out and getting to know one another, and this is going to be a major community event. I can see the future here.
It's going to be great, and that's one of the reasons why we were so thrilled that the AYSO allowed us to use the State Farm Sports Village, because we have so much room to grow out there that we can be there for several years. It's in a great environment, and we'll have special parking for our cancer survivors so they don't have to walk a long distance. So we're just so excited about this.
So is there any cost that is incurred if there's a team that wants to come out and participate, or is it free of charge to be able to come out?
There is a $150 team registration fee.
Okay.
And then, as I said, each team member is asked to raise $100. And in exchange for that, they'll receive one of the event shirts, and the dinner Friday night, pancake breakfast Saturday morning, and then our closing dinner on Saturday evening, which is being sponsored by Wikis.
Oh,
and
delicious.
So we're going to feed them well and entertain them well.
Mary, we didn't get your phone number up on our screen, so I want you to just say all your contact information very slowly, so anyone that is interested can jot it down right now and get in on the act.
Okay, I have to cheat because I
All
don't
right.
know it by heart. The number to our Kern, our Camp Out Against Cancer office is area code 661 616 6430. Again, they can email us at cac@kerncancer.org. at cacteams.org. And any donations can be sent to the Kern County Cancer Fund, which is at 6401 Truxton Avenue, Suite 280. And that's 93309, with checks made out to the Kern County Cancer Fund.
Okay. Well, I just want to give some special kudos here to Bruce J. Bruce, for all of you who don't know, is a very prominent and highly respected banker here in Bakersfield. Started a bank from scratch, and it's just doing fabulously. And Bruce is not just a banker, but he's always been a community activist and deeply involved in the community. And Bruce, for you to be part of those that spotted this gap in cancer coverage and bringing some of these funds home for our local people, you are to be commended. And Bruce is going to do double duty today. He's going to be our good words for the coming weeks, so he'll be sitting through the show as we do this. So, Mary, Bruce, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Take us to the next segment here.
Not a problem. We're really actually very excited for our next segment. We're going to be talking about Bakersfield Film Festival. That's actually nationwide, but we are so blessed to have it have a home here in Bakersfield. And so we're going to be talking to a couple of people about that. So please stay tuned and join us when we come back.
We get discounts for having our homeowners and our vehicle insured with them.
And we get multiple car discounts for having, and we also have a security system. We get a discount for having that.
We put our house and our cars together and our trailer.
We get the discount for not having car accidents.
We've been very happy, very satisfied with the discount rate that they give to us.
Low rates with the local advantage. That's Personal Express.
The new book is out. That was easy. I would title this thing sort of a description of what raising children is like. You know, that was easy. I've been writing columns now for about 25 years. Writing has always been a conversation. You're taking somebody by the hand for 3 or 4 minutes and you're not letting go. The new book, That Was Easy. Nothing easy about any of this, but we've had some fun, and I hope you guys will have some fun looking at this book.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7? The Nook? You bet! You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
Welcome back to Open Up with Dawn and Marcy. We'd like to give a special shout out and a special thank you from the bottom of our hearts to Valley Republic Bank for sponsoring the first segment of our show. We really appreciate your continual support, and we encourage all of our community members to frequent Valley Republic Bank. And I'd like to make a special announcement. On March 11th at 6 p.m., we have a seminar happening here in Bakersfield. It's called the Mark Anthony Seminar, and he's a guest speaker and chef. It's one night only, and it's going to be at Bakersfield Central Seventh-day Adventist Church. And I really encourage you to go to AdventistAngels.com if you're interested in learning about healthy eating, healthy food, how to incorporate it into your life as easily as possible. Our local community store, Nature's Food Market and Juice Bar, is a huge part of bringing Mark Anthony in. And so we really encourage you to go and look that up and learn about healthy food.
And it's free.
And it's free.
It's free. Free
Yes,
with a
it is.
donation. Well, you know, there's an ancient bit of wisdom that says, do not despise small beginnings. And 20 years ago, something small started here in Bakersfield, but has it ever grown? And it's grown into one of the nation's most strategic film festivals. And with us here is Joe Brown. Joe, you were there right at the beginning. You saw the small seeds start to blossom, and Rusty Rhodes, who came on a few years later and has turned this film festival into something extremely exciting. Joe, tell us about it.
Well, thank you, Don. Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. 20 years ago, it did start off pretty small. We were in churches. We would meet in a different church each year. We'd decorate the sanctuary and make it look like a theater. And it was just so much fun and a lot of hard work. And we had special guests would come in, radio talk show or TV talk show hosts would come in and help judge the movies. But now it's turned into something a lot bigger than I had ever dreamed. We're excited for it.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
So what is the scale when you say bigger? What do you
I see. You want me to go farther.
What do you
Great.
compare it with?
I compare it, well, I guess there's not much to compare it with.
No, you compare it to
Compared
the Oscars.
to the Oscars, the Academy Awards.
Grammys.
We're just like that,
Yeah.
only
In Bakersfield.
a little bit smaller.
In Bakersfield. That's the only difference. We're Bakersfield.
Yeah.
That's right. And one of the things that makes our festival unique is that we only accept entries from groups. Youth groups primarily, but there's other groups that have entered high school groups. Like this year we have a high school group, and now we have college entries as well. But we want to emphasize and encourage the teamwork aspect. Making a movie, it takes a lot of people. And it's not just one person that should get all the credit or get even all the responsibility. And so we really want to encourage these young people to work together, learn some teamwork, and learn to tell their stories of faith. And it's pretty exciting to watch them develop their movie from just an idea. In fact, my son and his buddies were already thinking of next year's movie. How can we get this and make it bigger and better than this year?
That's fantastic. So when you talk about there's youth groups and high school kids and colleges, I mean, how many entries do you have, and where are they from? Is this...
Yeah, it's crazy. We don't have a whole lot of entries,
Mm-hmm.
and I almost apologize, but I don't, because it's a very small niche, and a lot of high schoolers and junior high students that begin to make a movie and want to make a movie are not always able to see it through to the end and actually send it in to enter.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this year we have 15 entries.
Wow.
And they're from as far away as Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Dayton, Tennessee, and even as far as Fresno.
What are the parameters that you put? The length of the movie, the expense of the movie, all the things that
well, they can spend as much as they want, but we can only go 10 minutes or less.
10 minutes or less.
And that seems to be a great goal for the kids. They are able to get that much onto film and onto the screen. Some kids want to go a little bit longer. A few years ago, we had an entry from Washington, and he sent me about 3 or 4 months ahead of time. He sent me his whole movie, and it was about 35 minutes long. And he said, "Can I still enter?" I said, "No." I said, "You've got to cut it." He said, "We've cut it as far as we can already. We can't cut any more out." I said, "Well, let me show a few other people, a few friends, and see what their suggestions are." And so my friends looked at the movie, and they sent back suggestions, and he was able to get it down to 10 minutes, and he won Best Picture.
Wow.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
And it was an excellent entry.
Kevin Costner, Dances with Wolves.
Right.
He cut it down to 7 hours, and that's all he could figure to cut. It took somebody else to cut it down.
Less is
Rusty,
more.
I know you've been involved in film. That has been your life passion for years. Tell us how you got involved and what your role is now.
Well, I got invited to be a judge many years ago, and that's when I first came in contact with what they were doing, and I wanted to jump on board, and since then I've been a part for 10 years. And the thing about it growing has been in two ways. One, of course, expanding. When you have an entry from Canada, it's pretty exciting. From Tennessee, they're hearing about us. From Mexico one year. But the quality, that's what I'm excited about. We have expanded from the film festival to actually teaching kids how to make movies. I bring bunch of my friends and other acquaintances up from Hollywood, professionals in the industry. They come and they train kids on various weekends that we've had. We start out with workshops, and now we've moved to what we call the Making Movie Makers Film Camps, where kids over a weekend will make a movie. And they're taught in small groups how to get it done from the concept all the way to screen.
And they're taught these small groups are led by mentors who are professionals in the industry. We have people from Hollywood that come up and they love this idea so much that they donate their time to be a part of this.
So how do you get involved? If I'm a student and I have always had a dream about being a Hollywood film producer or being an actress, or you know how everyone's obsessed with fame and getting involved in that industry, how do I get involved if I want to make a movie?
Call me.
Call you.
You go to the website.
Yeah.
ChristianYouthFilmFestival.org. You go there. All the information's there. Our festival's this Sunday night. It's going to be a very exciting thing. 2 celebrities coming out. Basil Hoffman, who's been in All President's Men, The Artist. He's been in Ordinary People. So he's been in MASH. And one of the funniest scenes Seinfeld ever did was Toupee Salesman. And this guy's got a resume that goes forever. And we've got another celebrity coming up. I want to introduce her.
Yeah, rising star Jen Gotzon. She is in the most controversial movie now is Alone Yet Not Alone, because it was nominated for an Oscar for their soundtrack or their theme song, and then the nomination was rescinded. And so it's created this big stir, and of course her star rating has gone through the roof because of this. And she just credits all that to God, and she says, you know, whatever God brings, she's just willing to serve. And so she's coming up too, and she's actually going to teach a seminar. We just got the offer. She just offered to do this, a seminar on setting boundaries as a Christian artist. You know, how to choose which roles to take, and even how to play a character who is you know, a bad person. You know, and how do you play that and still maintain your values, your faith.
Wow. And when is that seminar?
Well, that seminar will be at 3 o'clock this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We opened the doors at the Fox. We couldn't open them any sooner than 3 o'clock. And so we're going to have a little bit of an overlap, and students will have to choose whether they want to watch some of the movies from our archives, or if they want to go and hear the seminar. Who knows? We might not even fire up the projector. But, you know, a lot of kids are going to want to see that seminar and be in there with Jen Gotzon.
People are going to want to be at the festival this Sunday.
Oh.
They're going to want to enjoy it. If they're interested at all making movies, that's the first step. Come and look. Come and watch. See what happens.
We have a clip of the festival, don't we?
We do. We have a clip.
A video clip? Could we roll that?
Let's
Maybe
bring it up.
It's got a few highlights from the festival. You can see we have paparazzi, we have limousines, and kids are coming in tuxedos and ball gowns. And
so it's a dress-up occasion.
It's dressy. Yeah, a kid arrives in a Bentley. Can you believe that? And you know, the theater is full of fans that just want to see their friends on the screen. And for 10 minutes, these kids, these teenagers are stars, movie stars on the biggest screen in Bakersfield. At least I think it's the biggest screen.
So that's this Sunday.
This Sunday, yes, March 9th.
This Sunday, what time? You said
Yeah, 3 o'clock for the seminar.
Mhm.
3:30, we'll begin showing some old movies from the archives that won Best Picture in years past. Kind of a celebration of our 20th anniversary. And then we'll go into some of this year's entries. And then at 5 to 7, we take a little dinner break, or 5 to 6:30. Then at 6:30, the doors open again, and we have the red carpet with the paparazzi you see there. And then we start the movies about 7:10. And it is so much fun. Rusty gets to work with the MCs and put together a nice script with some gags and segues. that will really be fun to watch.
Sounds like a great.
And the awards, you barely saw some kids walking across the stage to receive their awards. But when they see the giant check flip over and they see their name on this, huge check, their eyes pop wide open and their jaw drops, and it just says, I think I'm going to do this again next year, because that's priceless right there.
There's an old saying: if you think a teenager is lazy, watch them doing something they're really interested in.
Oh yeah.
And do you see that where young people come in and maybe they're sort of half interested and then they just catch fire?
Oh yeah.
I'm so shocked
fires them up.
by some kids who come in. You don't expect them. Movie people are geeks, really, and they're not stars necessarily always, in sports and this or that, but they walk in and you don't expect a lot from them, and all of a sudden they just give you this great script and they direct this great movie and they edit it, and you're just blown away.
Yeah.
I saw a face a moment ago on the screen. I look at her and I go, wow, you made Best Pictures nominees for so many years in a row, and who would have thought?
Wow. Is there a cost, Sunday?
Yeah, the tickets are only $10.
Oh, $10.
And that covers the whole, everything from the seminar to the awards. Kids get in and have a great time.
That's fantastic.
$10. What a great deal for all those movies.
Know.
Well, you guys are really to be commended for bringing this to Bakersfield, creating it here in Bakersfield, bringing the kind of expertise you're bringing, and
it's fun.
And seeing this thing blossom and flower to be something really important in the movie industry.
One of the things that we started off with 20 years ago, we would have a special speaker who would come in, and during the intermission, that speaker would share a message about faith. Sometimes the gospel, just a raw gospel, but sometimes they would just share just a story of faith. And then after a year or two, we stopped doing that because the movies themselves tell stories of faith. Because the kids are trying to communicate their experience and their life and how their faith is incorporated in everything that they do. And so they tell these stories, and we don't need a special speaker. The movies speak for themselves.
One last question. A lot of people think of Christian movies as biblical and robes and things like that, but
we've had one or two of those.
You can deal with themes that actually might not seem Christian, but actually carry a subtext. Does that happen?
The important thing is that it has a biblical worldview. Yeah. And when you just think in those kinds of terms, you tell the truth. Mm-hmm. And when you tell the truth, sometimes you have to look at some really hard things.
Right.
And to be able to present that in a way that brings hope, I think that's a powerful thing. To write a movie and produce a movie that is entertaining, and yet underneath it, there's a worldview that brings hope to me.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we encourage our listening audience to stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to be talking to you and a couple of other your coworkers and colleagues.
Some filmmakers who've entered this year.
Now we're going to talk to the kids.
Awesome. Well, stay tuned.
Thanks.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores. Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californian's Daily Deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
I'm Lisa Kirsch. Coming up Wednesday on Live Well, the co-owner of Nature's Food Market and Juice Bar will stop by with the latest on what's good and what's good for you. Plus, Kira Wiggins, who is the director of the Wellness Center over at San Joaquin Community Hospital, will share a lot of information about the new trend of juicing, detox diets. We'll ask her questions about that. Chef Robert from the Petroleum Club will stop by to whip up some tasty treats for us. This and much more coming up Wednesday on Live Well, only on Bakersfield.com.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet! You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Welcome back to Open Up with Don and Marcy. We're so glad that you were able to join us because we have two spectacular individuals that we're talking to this segment. But first off, we'd like to thank Denise Haddock for our beautiful camellias that are in front of our table. And if anyone has any flower needs, please contact Denise Haddock.
All right. Well, we've been talking about the Bakersfield Christian Film Festival. The big event is this Sunday at 3 o'clock at the Fox Theater. It runs on into the evening. It's a fully dress-up occasion, red carpet, the whole thing. But the most important thing is that the filmmakers themselves, these are young people that are interested in and have come into this industry and are getting their feet wet at an early age. And one of those is Isaiah Barone in the 8th grade. He's got a film entry. And then Jean-Luc, Jean now 21 years old, but both have entries in this film festival. And so Isaiah, tell us how you heard about it, how you got started, what your film is like.
Well, it all started with Grant Walton. He created a movie, and he wasn't able to finish it because of school matters. So Mr. Rhodes brought it to our school and said, "Hey, Isaiah, can you help me finish this story?" So we sat down and developed many characters. We pretty much pulled out the flesh of the movie. And pretty much finished it.
How much work did that take on your part?
Well, we'd meet together after school, and then we'd just sit down and brainstorm, just pull out as many ideas as we could, and think, okay, this goes perfectly in it, this would be good, and then we just combined it all and made this movie.
Now, Jean-Luc, what is your connection with the film festival, and how are you involved?
Yeah, so the company that I work for actually got involved in the film festival a number of years ago, Creative Screen Works here in town, and we would donate our time to helping the film festival happen in different ways, whether that was helping them come up with slides for the projection. We did the brand identity for them as well, and we donated our time because we believed in the vision. And I had always kind of stood on the sidelines and commended people that won awards and attended these events. But this year, I decided to direct one of the movies, and that's the one that Isaiah wrote. And so this is my first time actually participating in the film festival.
What's your impression of the young people that are involved in this?
It's a pretty diverse group of kids. Like Rusty mentioned earlier, most of them are nerds, myself included. And the one thing that brings us all together is that we all have a passion for crafting things, crafting stories, and bringing them together. So the one common thread is that interest.
So Isaac, tell us about your film. What's it called? What's the theme?
Well, our story, Hated, was for standing up for what you believe in. Like, there's a girl, Olivia, and she wants to start a Bible club, but is turned down. And she was just standing up for what she wanted to believe in, because everybody has their own beliefs, right?
Mhm.
So everybody has their own chance to show that that's their belief. And that's basically what this movie was about.
Did you bring I understand you brought a clip, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the scene that we're about to watch is about a third of the way into the movie. It's when our main character, Olivia, is attempting to start this Bible club, and she's turned down by the principal, who is Basil Hoffman, who, as Rusty also mentioned, is a little bit of a celebrity. He's been in All the President's Men, The Artist, one of my favorite movies, and he came down for 3 of our 6 days of shooting and donated his time to work with us. He was a delight to work with and very professional. So this scene is kind of one of their first interactions and the turmoil of Olivia's process of trying to start this Bible club.
All right, let's roll it.
Oh, I forgot my Bible.
Oh, you can share mine.
I can't believe they're really trying to start that Bible club.
How she is.
All right, so we're gonna. Oh.
What's going on here?
We are exercising our First Amendment right to peacefully assemble.
This Bible club is against school policy. Anyone who breaks school policy is subject to ejection from sports, in-house suspension, school suspension, and or possible expulsion.
Come on, Marion.
Okay.
Let's go, Evan.
If you pull that book out of your backpack again, your insubordination will be your instant expulsion.
Wow, that is a serious subject that really this very issue has gone all the way to the Supreme Court and been resolved in her favor, we might add.
Right.
But that's a powerful piece right there.
Now, I hear that Olivia, your character Olivia Kyla Reed, has actually done a very good job and has possibly been nominated. How does that make you feel as a director, being able to really pull that out of the students that you're working with?
Yeah, she was a lot of fun to work with. She and the other main character, Noah, are also brother and sister. So it was kind of an interesting dynamic. Olivia, or Kyla in real life, she's actually a beauty pageant contestant, and so most of the time she looks very beautiful and she's dressed up and has all this makeup on. And so for the movie, this character obviously had to be a little bit different for that, and so we had to make choices in wardrobe and in makeup that caused her to play a very different person than she is in real life. And that process was really interesting to see that develop through the movie.
I say, Jean-Luc, when you watch, just go to the movies and you watch the movies, do you watch it differently, or how do you watch it differently?
Well, you can see all the special effects. Like, you think, I know how they did that. They probably just, like, I was watching The Terminator the other day, and they had, like, bullets going into the guy, and I was like, they could just use tin foil and just put it around, and it was... You just see it differently.
It's a different experience watching it, having done film work. Even at this level, you become aware of things that you don't notice before. And having directed, there are decisions you make about wardrobe and color choices. And now when you watch a movie, I definitely pay closer attention to the color choices of a wardrobe and the color palette in the movie. For example, directors choose colors that characters wear that represent something, and that changes throughout the course of a movie. And there's a lot of little things like that that you never really pay attention to. I think we get subconsciously when we watch a movie, we either like it or don't like it. It either makes sense to the story or it doesn't. But being on this side of it, now we all definitely scrutinize those details more closely.
That attention to detail. I got to be in a Hollywood movie one time, and I was on for 30 seconds.
Nice.
And I was only on from about this much. But I'm telling you, the shoes they made me wear, the socks they made me wear, the Timex watch that didn't even show on the air, the width of the tie, the fabric of the shirt, the attention to detail that Hollywood does is just, it was extraordinary to me.
Yeah, and all of those details matter, I think, in the end, whether someone notices them or not. It's part of that idea of creating a mood or an emotion that helps tell the story.
Isaiah, you're in the 8th grade.
Yes.
Has this experience started you on a desired career path that can you see on down the road? What's this done to you?
I think I'd like to do more of this. It's very exciting, and even though the road can be tough, but it looks bright. I think I really like doing this.
Wow.
Do we have any potential screenplays that you have in mind that you would like to do in the future?
I haven't really thought of that yet, but...
You're like one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Film festival is this Sunday. And then depending on how well you do.
Yeah.
All right. One last question, Chris, just before we go. There's an old joke that if you really want to hurt your parents, tell them you're going into the arts.
That's it.
Have your parents supported you?
Yes, they support me 100% of the way.
That's great.
They're like, well, whatever you do in life, we'll support you. So.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, when we come back, thanks for being with us. When we come back, we're going to talk more about immigration, which we started last week, and what a mess it's become and how simple it could be. And then we're going to hear good words for the coming week from our good friend Bruce J. We'll be right back.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores. Kern Business Journal contains news and information from local business leaders and organizations. Topics include agriculture, health and medical, energy, real estate, and more. Visit KernBusinessJournal.com to find out how to subscribe or where to pick up a free copy. To inquire about advertising in the bi-monthly Business Journal, call 395-7586. Find us online on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on KernBusinessJournal.com.
The new book is out. That was easy. I would title this thing sort of a description of what raising children is like. That was easy. I've been writing columns now for about 25 years. Writing has always been a conversation. You're taking somebody by the hand for 3 or 4 minutes, and you're not letting go. The new book, That Was Easy. Nothing easy about any of this, but we've had some fun, and I hope you guys will have some fun looking at this book.
The Bakersfield Californian is a great read on the iPad, but did you know that the Bakersfield Californian is available on your Kindle Fire? Or how about Google's Nexus 7, the Nook? You bet. You can also read a full replica of the newspaper on your Android-powered smartphone, on Apple's iPhone, or on your laptop. We have a solution for any device. E-Edition is free for subscribers, or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Save 50 to 90% with the Bakersfield Californian's daily deal featured on Bakersfield.com. A daily deal is offered each weekday on services from local restaurants, dry cleaners, health and beauty services, retail shops, and local activities for the entire family. The daily deal is 100% local. Find these amazing deals only at dailydeal.bakersfield.com.
Welcome back to Open Up with Dawn and Marcy. I would like to give a special shout out for our March 20th show. It's actually going to be Tina Miller and myself, and we're bringing on several contestants with the Miss America organization. And these contestants have community service outreach programs that they really work with within the community and across the state of California. So we're going to be talking about that. So I really encourage you to tune in on March 20th.
You bet, with Tina. And Tina's on her way to the Carolinas right now for the 5th birthday party of her
Yes.
nephew. So, well, one of the things we really love to do here on Open Up is that we invite anyone from the community that has an inspirational story to tell, something of encouragement for the coming week. And this week it's Bruce J. from Valley Republic Bank doing double duty. And Bruce, thank you for coming, and we're eager to hear what you have to share with us.
Well, thank you for the invite, Don. I thought about what I wanted to talk about, and one of the overused expressions is life is about choices. And I think choices do matter. There's a couple of choices that I would like to share that I've made and been fortunate enough to be involved in. One is very early in my career, I made a decision to lead by example. And that had a profound impact on how I behaved 24/7, ethics choices, etc. Second major choice that had a profound impact was when we formed Valley Republic Bank. I sat down with our new board of directors, and we made a conscious decision that we would be a very active and supportive part of this community where we worked. And that has allowed me to make choices about supporting community events and attending community functions. And it's been a big joy and a privilege that I have as president of the bank. And about a year ago, I was contacted, and we talked about this earlier in the program, Don, about a new organization in Kern County called the Kern County Cancer Fund. And I was asked to be chairman of the board of that organization, and I was very humbled by that. And so we now have this new organization. Now we need to raise funds, and we need to get the ball rolling. And we also talked earlier about the Camp Out for Cancer event that's coming up on April 4th and 5th. So I took this concept to my team at Valley Republic Bank in a staff meeting, and I said, you know, here's the need, here's the organization. If there's somebody interested in taking the lead and making this happen, I would certainly support it. And within 2 hours, one of my very energetic employees stepped to the plate and had over 15 volunteers. And we've set in action a plan to begin raising money. And the first event that my team is doing, and I have nothing to do with this is just the employees at the bank working collectively together. We're having a barbecue in our parking lot tomorrow at noon. Hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, beans, and we already have orders for over 450 hamburgers.
Wow.
So we're excited about it. We'll even make deliveries. And so it's going to be a fun day. Staff is involved, a great team effort. And it kind of concludes this thing about choices. We choose to be a part of our community. This is where we live and work. And we're hopeful that in some small way this will better and be able to help somebody in our community. And we're excited to do it.
Bruce, thank you. How can a guy be so low-key and so highly effective in what he does? That's Bruce, a true leader and a visionary for this community. And now we're always glad to have Ed Davis here with our open forum where we really try to take a hard look at some hard issues. And And Ed, last week you started in on where we stand in the immigration mess, and you had some powerful things to say about that. We wanted to follow up with that, so take it away.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's always a privilege to come on and tell it like it is, like we try to do here. It's just very, very important. Just to be a little bit, go back over it, my wife's grandfather came here in 1937 from Italy, and he had to have $20 in his pocket. He had to have good health, and he had to have a work sponsor. And then within a year, he was, in fact, a citizen, had learned the language, and had gone back to get the rest of his family in Italy and brought them back, and they ended up being landowners on the south side of town and farming out here. So if we, in that time frame, everybody in the family is sure that he paid $35 to become a citizen. Even if it's $50 by today's standards, that $50 is $832 if he paid $50 to become a citizen. Whereas in contrast now today, for a person to become a citizen, the number is right at $36,000 by the time bureaucrats have in fact done everything that they're going to do. And all this information is clearly online. It's clearly governmental record information. So the point is that because of this extortion that the government does in our immigration system, it forces people to live in the shadows. And so we all have these negative thoughts about people who we call them illegals. They are illegals because they are forced to. I just met with a lady a couple of days ago. She's been here for 10 years and spent $20,000, and she has become now a citizen for $20,000 in 10 years. I just talked to another lady who has been here for 5 years, has been taking English classes every night for 5 years, 5 nights a week in high school, at a high school, and she speaks better than we do. And she can't even get a green card. They won't even let her get in the line. So the extortion here continues. So our unfortunate reality, because these people are forced by governmental agencies to live in the shadows, the unfortunate reality is that they tax all of our Social Security system, health care, legal work, on and on and on, simply because how many people can come up with $36,000 to become a citizen? So very few. Even if you go to the president's new $10.10, it would take a year and a half of taking every bit of that wage and doing nothing else with it, not eating, not sleeping, not doing anything. You still could not afford to become a citizen at $10.10 an hour, working a year and a half straight.
So, Ed, what you're saying is, if you're, was it your uncle you were saying, that the Italian immigrant?
Yeah, my wife's grandpa.
Oh, your wife's. So, if he wanted to come today, basically what he'd have to do is take a ship to Mexico, bring his family, and hike across the Rio Grande and get here that way. Because
there is no other option. Under that scenario, in 1929 through Ellis Island, 235,000 people came here, and all they had to have was $20, good health, and a work voucher, a sponsor here in America. And they were in. A year later, they were citizens. Today, that same person, if they're going to do something like that, they have a tremendous time even getting into the country, because the initial effort to get into the country to get a work visa here is $2,500 before you ever even do anything, and it takes 18 hours worth of paperwork in order to achieve just the capacity to come here and work, and $2,500. Who can do that? Nobody can do that.
So with your knowledge and your experience with this subject, how would you reform the immigration problem?
Yeah, that's a very, very difficult thing. The most important thing is that everybody needs to realize this terrible, terrible extortion that is happening to good people who want to become part of our fabric of our lives. They're living here, 3 families in a 3-bedroom house. They're trying to be here, but they can't do it just simply because there is so much of this bureaucratic nonsense. And even at $36,000 a year, we as taxpayers have to pay above and beyond that, because that really doesn't cover the real number, which is closer to $40,000 per person.
Ed, we've got a minute left. Doesn't this speak to the larger issue that you've addressed so effectively here of government just out of control?
Yeah, it's
and
absolutely out of
ballooned
control.
beyond all rational thought.
It's out of control. It forces class warfare. It forces people to dislike other good people that should be part of our fabric. Just like we had John here last year. He's a 6th grade teacher. He's been trying to become a citizen from Australia since 1984.
Wow.
It's absolutely outrageous. So in my mind's eye, the best thing that everybody can possibly do is, number one, realize what's happening to all these wonderful people. And where we go from there is something that's probably above and beyond me. But if I was the king of the world, obviously I have all kinds of ideas. But there needs to be other. Mostly, the most important thing is knowledge and understanding just how terrible it really is.
Well, you've sure made us aware in many areas. So thank you, Ed Davis, our leading agronomist here in this part of California. So time to leave. Take us out.
Yes, thank you so much to all of our guests. We really appreciate absolutely all the information that you bring to the table. We have wonderful community sponsors. So thank you, Valerie Public Bank, once again. And we'll see you next week.